Now for the closest to 7:30 in a long time, I call the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. This being the meeting for the 14th day of June. Public notice having been given and posted. The meeting is now called to order. Trustee Siri.
Whereas members of this board present at the meeting have read the official minutes of the Board of Trustees regular meeting on May 24th, 2010. Now therefore be resolved that the board approves the minutes as entered in official minutes, and be it further resolved that the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any reports?
We have a few reports tonight. Building inspectors' reports for the month of April and May of 2010. For April, they had a total fees collected of $3,030.60. 24 building permits issued with a valuation of $183,263. 8 certificates of compliance for rental real property, and 18 certificates of compliance for commercial fire and safety inspections. For May, there was a total of $3,015 even collected, of which 24 were building permits, $950 collected for those, 6 certificates of compliance for residential rental property, and 12 certificates of compliance for commercial fire and safety inspections.
Received and filed. Any other reports?
Yes, we had the police report for the month of April 2010, which is broken down into a bunch of different categories. There were a total of 927 incidents for the month. Anybody wants to review this, they could see that in the clerk's office.
Any others?
And we have the fire department report for the month of May 2010. Got them out of order here. There were a total of 119 calls, 13 false alarms and false calls, 89 rescue and EMS, 6 fires, 4 hazardous conditions, 3 service calls, 4 good intent calls, and that totals 119 calls for the month.
Received and filed.
Last report is the Justice Court report for the month of May 2010. Total cases of 268. Total fees collected, fines and surcharges, $27,073 even. There were 118 vehicle and traffic, 75 criminal, 49 village ordinances, civil cases of 8, and ABC laws 18.
Received and filed. Any other reports?
That's it for the reports.
Correspondence.
Correspondence was received from Roger Pecos, Director of the Fredonia Pomfret's Parks and Recreation Department, requesting the appointment of Adrian Balch to the membership on the committee.
Be resolved that upon recommendation of Roger L. Pecos, Director of the Fredonia Pomfret Parks and Recreation Department, to appoint A.J. Balk, 8 Castile Drive, Fredonia, to membership to the Fredonia Pomfret Parks Commission for a period of 3 years, effective immediately, is hereby approved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Correspondence was received from John Wiedenhofer, Secretary of the Fenner Hose Company, to add the name of Elizabeth Barter to the active role effective immediately.
Be it resolved that the name of Elizabeth Barter, Fredonia, New York, is hereby added to the active role of the M.M. Fenner Hose Company, effective immediately.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Correspondence was received from Dwayne Davis, Secretary of the J.S. Hook and Lambert Hook and Ladder Company, to add the name of Jessica Kennedy to the active role.
Be it resolved that the name of Jessica Kennedy of Fredonia is hereby added to the active role of the J.S. Lambert Hook and Ladder Company, effective immediately.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Correspondence was received from Michael Duino, notifying the village that Rocco's will be renewing their on-premise liquor license for premises located at 44 Orchard Street in Fredonia.
Received and filed. Any others?
Correspondence was also received from Deborah Zappi, notifying the village that 41 West Bar and Grill, Inc. will be renewing their on-premise liquor license for the premises located at 41 West Main Street.
Received, filed. Any others?
Yes, a letter dated May 12, 2010 was received from Karen Maku, School Age Coordinator on behalf of the Campus and Community Children's Center, requesting permission to use Lambert Street Playground for their 2010 summer camp program.
Be it resolved that the request of Karen A. Maka, School Age Coordinator of Sunny Fredonia Campus and Community Children's Center is hereby approved to use the Lambert Playground for their Summer Camp 2010 program beginning June 28th through August 20th, 2010, as set forth in our letter dated May 12th, 2010, subject to the direction of the village's Recreation Department, and a receipt of a certificate of insurance in the amount of $1 million, naming the Village of Fredonia as an additional insured.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any other correspondence?
That's it for correspondence.
Now is the time and place for, first, the public hearing. This public hearing is for local law number 2 of 2010, entitled "The Local Law Amending Section 287-8A of the Code of the Village of Fredonia to provide for revised water rates." We have proof of publication for tonight's public hearing. And at this time, anyone wishing to address the change in the water rates in that local law, if they could stand, state your name. There being no one to address the board on the public hearing, I close the public hearing, and now we go to the public portion. This is the time, if you have anything on your mind you wish to address with the board, please stand, state your name, and let the board know what's on your mind.
Neil McKnight, U.S. Air Force veteran, member of the American Legion of the Amphibians. When I attended here a couple meetings ago, the American flag was in the wrong position. And we corrected it, and somebody else moved it back again.
We corrected it again tonight, Neil. It turns out that the information provided by the Legion, and a copy of it was published in the paper, and I went back to some information I had. As long as it is on the highest flag staff, and it's not in a parade, it goes in the center to be presented. If it's in a parade, it has to be on the marching right. But the ruling is, and again, when we first set them up in here, I remember checking with the American Legion, and that's the answer I've got. So the best information I've got in writing is center, as long as, if it was on an even flagpole, that changes it. But because it's on the highest pole, it's to be center amongst the others. Now, what do we do when there's an even number of flags? I don't know, but so we can't really find middle. But I mean, it's really tough to get a clear answer
If it was
on
on the
that.
left, it would solve all the problems.
Except that's not what the rules show. I mean, I love reading rules, but I'll tell you, they really have confused it. And I had people then that said, "No, you've got it in it's got to be in the center because it's not in motion." I'm going to try to get an answer and clarification as to when it is supposed to be on the side the way we set it up. But from what I can see now, it's only if it's in a marching line that then goes on the end. And I wish I had the perfect answer. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the answer tonight because they're having their ceremony over at the lighthouse. It started at 6 o'clock, and I was here for meetings. But I'd like to get the answer because I know we immediately changed it when you mentioned it. And then I got to thinking when I got home, and then in the paper, when they showed the rules, yesterday or Sunday's edition, I think, had the rules for flag presentation. I don't know. I'm going on the best I can, and that's what I saw in writing. So see if we can get a better answer. But thanks again. Anyone else wish to address the board? If not, I'll close the public portion, and we'll go on now with resolutions. Trustee Sanders.
Be resolved upon the recommendation of Roger Page, Director of Fredonia Pomfret Recreation Department, the following individuals are hereby appointed to senior positions for 2010 Summer Recreation Program, effective immediately. Deborah Lucas, Tara Davis Bass, Sarah DePalma, Rebecca Pasquale, Elizabeth Zinni, Elizabeth Bongiovanni, Thomas Malikowski, Molly Fogarty, Ross Hanson, Martha Walsh, Byron Bongiovanni, Mark Arnold, Hilda Meyer, Bethany Gugino, Caitlin Mahalik, Sandra Prisbla. Sorry if I got it.
Second? Just
All
wanna
those
make sure
in
you corrected
favor?
that.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.